Hello YouTube. Today we'll be discussing leatherbacks. Like I promised yesterday in yesterday's video. In front of you, you do see a leatherback. This is an adult male leatherback. He was produced by Chris Allen, and I purchased him from Kayvon Pho. There's three different types of leatherbacks. There's the phantom leatherback or recessive leatherback, American leatherback, and Italian leatherback. The first to be produced was the phantom leatherback, aka the recessive leather. That is the only recessive leather that I know of so far. Then there's the Italian leatherback, and then last to be produced was the American leatherback. The phantom leatherback was produced by Josh Dollenberger. The Italian leatherback was produced somewhere in Italy. I'm not sure who the breeder was, but it was produced in Italy. And then Anna from AC Reptiles produced the American leatherback. The recessive leatherback is exactly that. You do need two copies, just like trans hypo with blit 0 to produce a visual recessive leather. Both the Italian and American leatherback are both codominant. They are compatible, so they're pretty much the same gene. And nowadays you won't be able, most times you won't be able to defer the difference because they've been intermixed, similar to the translucent gene. So yeah, let's see here. Again, this boy is King Gamma. He's a leatherback. He's an Italian leatherback. I do have one American leatherback. He's currently in brumation. Once he come out, I'll show you guys him. You really can't tell the difference in most cases. The American leatherback is it's pretty much variable. You can have some that look just like Italian leatherbacks, and then you have some with more raised scales. But the leatherback overall is just a reduction of scales. I think if people focus on scalation on dragons, you can produce probably anything, because I see all different type of scale variations. Sometimes I see them with like three rows of side spikes on their hair. I'm pretty sure that can be bred out and concentrated on and enhanced. I've seen some with larger spikes on the back of the head. I've seen some with just long spikes everywhere. Not very long, but longer than others. And I've seen some with reduced scales that not quite leatherback and not quite normal. Somewhere in between. But yeah, leatherback is three different forms. The recessive leatherback produced by Josh Dollenberger, the Italian leatherback produced somewhere in Italy, and American leather. The Italian leatherback will be more uniform, so it's the scales are pretty much the same all over the back versus the American leatherback, which some of the scales are raised in places. I don't have, being that this is an adult, I don't have one to compare it to, but I'm going to compare two babies, a leather versus a normal scale, to give you guys an idea if you don't already know. But I am going in order on mutations. The first mutation was the hypo, then there was the translucent. Like I said, there's two different translucent genes that popped up. And then there was a leatherback. Give me just a second and I get the two babies to compare the two. Okay. So what I have is two whip blitz, one leather and one normal scale, just to show the difference between the scalation. Let me zoom in. This is the normal scale. As you can see, the scalation is raised. You look at the legs, you can see the scales, they're more protruding versus the leatherback. when the scales are shrunken down. Look at the legs, compare the two legs. So yeah, the leatherback is just a reduction of the scales. And that's the normal scale, if I can focus. Get a little closer. A lot of times when the scales are real reduced, you'll see little flaps like this. Well, that's the difference between leatherback and normal scale. Quick overview. 3 different types of leatherback. The American, what was originally the Phantom Stripe, which is not Phantom Stripe, but Phantom Leatherback, which is the only recessive leatherback. And then there's the the Italian leatherback and American leatherback. The Italian leatherback being the smoother of the two. They are compatible. And they're pretty much in the mix now, so in most cases you won't be able to tell. So that's why you don't see people label Italian leatherback as much as they used to. The American leatherback was produced by Anna from AC Reptiles. Hope you like this video. Please like, share, subscribe. You have a nice day.